Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day of Finding Hope Through Faith. I am Daniel. We're in Deuteronomy. And then last time we were together, it's like a recap of what was going on before they kind of separated. It's just a recap, more pounding in the head of what to do to make sure that you don't piss off God. Because we all know that if you piss God off, that's kind of it. There's no wrath. There's no wrath like a pissed off God. That's it. You're done. But we're getting into Deuteronomy chapter 11. I feel like there's not much Deuteronomy left. Maybe there is. Yeah, it's got a few pages. Oh, look, there's a picture. That's great. Got a few pages left. About 8 pages. It's not terrible. But we're going to get in there and hopefully get some good stuff. Looks like they're about to cross the Jordan into the promised land. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if they get there. Maybe they get stopped. Maybe they get into a war. But they got to go to the promised land and then destroy all the people that are there. Even though there's no killing, right? Thou shalt not kill. Except these people, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Let's get into it. Deuteronomy chapter 11. And thank you for coming to see me today. Love the Lord your God, therefore, and always heed his charge, his statutes, decrees, and commandments. It is not your children who have not known it from experience, but you yourselves who must now understand the discipline of the Lord, your God, his majesty, his strong hand and outstretched arm, the signs and deeds he wrought among the Egyptians, on Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and on all his land. What he did to the Egyptian army and to their horses and chariots, engulfing them in the water of the Red Sea as they pursued you, and bringing ruin upon them even to this day. What he did for you in the desert until you arrived in this place, and what he did to the Reubenites, Dathan and Abiram, that one, when the ground opened its mouth and swallowed them up out of the midst of Israel, with their families and tents and every living thing that belonged to them. With your own eyes you have seen all these great deeds that the Lord has done. Keep all the commandments then, which I enjoin on you, that you may be strong enough to enter in and take possession of the land in which you are crossing, and that you may have a long life on the land which the Lord swore to your fathers he would give to them and their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. For the land which you are to enter and occupy is not like the land of Egypt, from which you have come, where you would sow your seed and then water it by hand as in a vegetable garden. No, the land into which you are crossing for conquest is a land of hills and valleys that drinks in rain from the heavens, a land which the Lord your God looks after. His eyes are upon it continually from the beginning of the year to the end. If then you truly heed my commandments, which I enjoin on you today, loving and serving the Lord your God with all of your heart and all of your soul, I will give the seasonal rain to your land, the early rain and the late rain, that you may have your grain, wine, and oil to gather in. And I will bring forth grass in your fields for the animals. Thus you may eat your fill. But be careful, lest your heart be so lured away that you serve other gods and worship them. For then the wrath of the Lord will flare up against you, and he will close up the heavens, so that no rain will fall, and the soil will not yield its crops, and you will soon perish from the good land he is giving you. Therefore, take these words of mine into your heart and soul, bind them at your wrists as a sign, and let them be a pendant on your forehead. Teach them to your children, speaking of them at home and abroad, wherever you are busy or at rest, and write them on the doorposts of your houses and on your gates, so that as long as the heavens are above the earth, your fathers he would give them. For if you are careful to observe all these commandments I enjoin on you, loving the Lord your God and following his ways exactly and holding fast to him, the Lord will drive all these nations out of your way, and you will dispose nations greater and mightier than yourselves. Every place where you set foot shall be yours, from the desert and from Lebanon, from the Euphrates River to the western sea shall be your territory. None shall stand up against you. The Lord your God will spread the fear and dread through any land where you set foot. As he promised, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing for obeying the commandments of the Lord your God, which I enjoin on you today. A curse if you do not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside from the very way I ordain for you today, to follow other gods whom you have not known. When the Lord your God brings you into the land which you are to enter and occupy, then you shall pronounce the blessing on Mount Gerizim and curse on Mount Ebal. Okay? For you are about to cross the Jordan to enter and occupy the land which the Lord your God is giving you. When therefore you take possession of it and settle there, be careful to observe all the statutes and decrees that I set before you today. It's just making sure. It's super important for them to understand. Like, this is super important for them to understand. They can't express it enough of what you should do. Follow the Lord, his commandments, statutes. It's there. Just follow it. Just follow it. Don't worship other gods. Do as he says. Don't worship other gods. Do as he says. It's there. And if you do, these are the rewards that you have. And if you don't, you will be cursed, which is death. So what I'm going to do is kind of flip to the back because I wanted to see. There's a specific book that I've been wanting to read, which is in this Bible. It's the book of Enoch. And so what I wanted to do is kind of read through this a little bit and then go back to see. Evidently it was taken out of a lot of the Bibles, but in this one it's here. So I'm going to read, and it's a pretty decent size. There's 2 books in this Bible, and it's pretty decent size. There's a lot of information. So, and it's, let's see. All right. It's about 26 pages. 27 pages. So we're going to start there, and then I'll work my way back to try to figure it out. But I've been kind of waiting to get here, but it's all the way in the back, and, I'm impatient, just like everybody else. Okay. So all right. So it says right here, the large fragment of the Greek version discovered at Akaim, currently kept in the Giza Museum in Cairo. Parable of Enoch on the future fate of the wicked and the righteous, with references to chapters. So let's see what Enoch had to say. Enoch chapter 1. Enoch 1 chapter 1. It says there's 3 books of Enoch, and there's only 2 in here. So from what I understand, the 3rd one got lost, or it was unreadable. And it might be total, they may be telling us a lie, but who knows. The words and blessings of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the land in the day of tribulation, when all of the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angel showed me. And from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw. But not for this generation, but for a remote one which is for to come. Conquering the elect, I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake. And great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish. And there shall be judgment upon all men, but with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them. And they shall all belong to God, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help all of them. And light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness, which they have ungodly committed, and all of the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. That's pretty, wow, I didn't realize that's right out of the gate, man. It's right out of the gate. That's like, cool. Okay, let's keep going. It's chapter 2. Observe ye everything that takes place in heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it, from first to last. How steadfast they are, how none of the things upon earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and the clouds dew and rain lie upon it. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they have withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. And again, observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it, and you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun. And the earth also burns with a growing heat, and so you cannot tread on the earth, or on a rock by reason of its heat. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit, wherever ye give heed, and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth for ever hath made them so. And all his works go on thus from year to year forever. And all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not, but according as God hath ordained, so it done. And behold how the sea and the rivers in like a manner accomplish, and change not their tasks from his commandments. But ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Lord. But ye have turned away, and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard-hearted, ye shall find no peace. Therefore shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration, and ye shall find no mercy. In those days ye shall make your names an eternal execration unto all the righteous, and by you shall all who curse, and all the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. And for you the godless there shall be a curse, and all thee shall rejoice. That's blank. All it's between all thee and then shall. It's blank. It says dots. And there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace and forbearance. There shall be salvation unto them, a goodly light. And for all you sinners there shall be no salvation, but on you all shall abide a curse. But for the elect there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble, and they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die the divine anger or wrath. But they shall complete the number of days of their life, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. That was kind of like, that's a lot. That's a lot. And if this is true, it seems like I feel like we've just lost our way, man. We went away from the teachings somewhere down the way. Now look at the world. We're accepting whatever, except violence and murder and child sacrifice. All this is fine. Child labor, everything's fine. We accept it. It's terrible. It is terrible. We could just, not have these people. And nobody wants to admit it and have these bad people go away. They're just fine with it. You don't want to punish them. These people should be punished. I don't know what godless people, like, even if you don't believe in God, you can at least see this is wrong. What we're doing is wrong. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in these days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them. And they said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. That sounds like Nephilim if I ever heard it. And Semja, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. I bet. That's stupid. It's like God knows. It's not like he's like, oh, what are these guys doing? He sees everything, so he knows what's going on. Oh, man, they done messed up. And that's just like these ideas that didn't have to come to fruition, but they did it anyway. Okay. And there were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. So, and then it lists all of the people, which I can't pronounce. I never see these. This is all in like Hebrew. I have no idea. So I'm going to skip past it. All right, chapter 7. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and make them acquainted with plants. And they become pregnant. And they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. Holy crap. That's intense. That's wild. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. That is terrible. No wonder God destroyed them. They were an abomination. Abomination. Anybody can see that. We're going to stop there. But I feel like the book of Enoch is a mighty book. It doesn't pull punches, that's for sure. So next time, we're going to get into more of both. I think it would be good. But thank you for coming to see me. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.